Welcome back to another one of my how to kill marauders with a knife videos. In this one we're going to be showing you how to do it using staircases. And the last one I did thin objects such as road barricades and ledges to kill Jeff. And this one, as I just said, staircases. And as you can see, he cannot swing through the staircases, and the idea is to get him to come up on the stairs. You kind of have to finesse him a little bit. You got to kind of get him to be careful. He can't, when he's that low, he can still hit you. But if you can kind of coax him up on the staircase to get above you, he can no longer hit you, and then you can just stay underneath him and play whack-a-mole with his feet. Tickle his tootsies with your feet. It's just that initial part where you have to be careful. But like I said, once he's above you, he can no longer hit you. Now, I don't really recommend this method, even though it's completely doable for two reasons. One, there's not staircases everywhere, there's marauders. And two, as you can see, well, it kind of worked out perfect. He got stuck, just as I was about to say this part. They kind of get glitched in sometimes when doing this method, and that may be considered exploiting, and I don't want anybody to get in trouble who is copying me or attempting to do this method. So it's not really recommended to do this. I just wanted to show you it is possible, and maybe if a dev is watching, maybe this will help them know that this is a thing that happens. The marauders do get glitched into the stairs, and once they get glitched into the stairs, they will no longer swing at you. I could literally stand up right now, and he's no longer going to attack me or anybody. He's just glitched into the stairs. He's kind of gone into a dormant state, we'll call it. He's peaceful now. He's happy. He's in his happy place on the stairs. Yeah, and it doesn't always happen. He doesn't always get glitched into the stairs. And I did want to show you the stair method of killing Jeff. So you can hide underneath them and just, like I said, just coax him up above you. And once he's above you, no matter how much he swings at you, he's not going to hit you. And you just kind of gently poke your head out like I am right now. You're like kind of partially under the stairs and kind of partially out, and you can hit him. He can't hit you. But it most certainly is an easy way to kill marauders. And if you're desperate enough and all you have is a knife, you don't have guns, or you don't want to risk your only few guns that you have, something on the lines of that, it's completely possible. And not only is this a marauder, but it is a savage marauder. So if you're in need of that savage marauder flesh, but you're not willing to risk your weapons, this is one way to do it. And there's actually two locations here on Crescent Falls on the Nutria Farms processing plant where you can do this technique, kind of. There's this one, and if I have time at the end of this video, I will show you the other method of killing savage marauders in this location. And something else you should be aware of is, because this is a savage marauder, they do take significantly longer to kill with a knife. In my last video, you'll notice the regular marauders die relatively quickly, within a minute or two. You can kill one with a knife, and this one's taking quite a long time. I'm out of stamina, my character's breathing real heavy, and the longer you're here, the more chance there is somebody's gonna come along and kill you. But when you're dealing with savage marauders in this manner, that's just the way it is. Of course, you could also still use this method, just use a gun instead. That would speed the process up. This guy's almost dead, and before I get on to the next part, I wanted to point out that when you come here to Nutria Farms processing plant on Crescent Falls, there's like heavy striders, regular striders, rattlers, and in the next portion of this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with them using the same method. So what you would do is kill all the small creatures first, then bring over your savage marauder and work the same method. So you can kill all of them and not have to worry about using a gun for any of it. But that's that, and I'm moving on to the next part. So if I successfully created the first part of this video, you're probably wondering to yourself, well, yeah, you can kill the savage marauder, but how do you deal with all the other creatures that are here? Well, as you can see here, I got several heavy striders and a rattler, and I'm going to show you how to use the same method that I took care of the savage marauder with to kill the creatures. And it's pretty simple. You just coax them up on the stairs and kind of poke out and hit them. Sometimes they'll run. This is how the marauders should be coded, that when you hit them, they come running, they reposition and then try to attack them at a different angle. Unfortunately, they're just not, so it makes them really easy to knife. But fortunately, you can hide underneath the staircase, and the creatures can't reach you underneath there. They still have the same issue where they can't swing through the stairs or other objects. So as you can see, I can hide underneath the stair. Oh, this rattler got underneath there. He might be a problem. Let's hope he doesn't do anything stupid, like kill him. Oh, look, he's not even swinging. So yeah, he kind of got glitched underneath here with me, so we can easily take care of him. Oh, he almost swung. He almost did. But for the most part, this does work. I've done it multiple times. I've tested this out significantly to make sure this method works. I wouldn't want to tell you to do something and it doesn't work. So, yep, you just poke out, swing. Sometimes they run down, but then they run right back up, and then you poke out, swing. You don't always make contact, but every now and again, they come down, and you can hit them when they're low on your level, or you can just poke out and hit them while they're above you on the staircase. But it works, as you can see. It's completely doable. It's a little tricky. It's a little bit more tricky than the Marauders, because the Marauders, for whatever reason, once they get locked in, they just don't move. They attack, and then they see you and they attack, and they don't reposition before they attack. And that's, you know, I guess the way they should have done it. Like, as you can see, the heavy striders, when you hit them, they reposition for an attack. Whereas the Marauders, they'll just keep attacking in the same location. It can be a learning curve, and it takes a hot minute to get this method down, but once you get it down, it's completely doable. Hopefully I have some more Marauder killing content, and if I do, that'll be up next. Alright, I got some more Marauder knifing videos to show you. And this one, we are on Crescent Falls, just south/southwest of Nutrient Farms. And we're going to be using the staircase method again in this one. And so what you're going to want to do is run over to this building with a small staircase on there, run up on top of the staircase, get the Marauder to follow you up, and then quickly dart underneath the staircase. And essentially what we've done is we've made it where none of the creatures can hit us. We can reach out and attack the smaller creatures and get rid of them first. You're going to want to take care of those first, because this method only works if there's no other creatures around to have to deal with. And then you just kind of poke out and... Oh, there you go. And just hit his tootsies. Now, in this case, as you can see, he's gotten glitched into the staircase. I may have mentioned this. If this is a later part of this video, I've probably already mentioned that they can get glitched into the staircase, which can be a problem, and it may be an issue with Jaeger, as it may be considered exploiting. But they don't always get stuck in the staircase. Sometimes they'll just sit there and swing at you. But in any case, for this particular video, he is stuck into the staircase. But usually what will happen is he'll just stand there and do his swing, swing, power swing, 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 power swing, attacks. And he'll just stand there while you sit here just below him and tickle his tootsies with your knife. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You just lure them up on top of the staircase, or if it's a long staircase, just get them slightly above you, and then they can no longer reach you, and you can, just keep hitting this beat like I'm doing here. There's not a whole lot more to say about it. It's a really simple method. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to figure out, how to get him up on the staircase, jump over something and then get underneath him without him running back down the stairs. But once you figure it out, once you've done it a few times and you see how they react, it's perfectly doable. And even if he does run back downstairs, as long as you get underneath the staircase, you're going to be fine. You just got to back up as far as you can, but they can't swing through objects, so he won't be able to hit you underneath there. Just as soon as you get on the staircase, if he runs back down, just back up as far as you can. Now, if he goes into ranged mode, then you may have a problem. You have to run back out and run away. But that's that. Oh, flesh there. Yep, and hopefully I have some more content to show you. All right, so this one is a continuation of an earlier video. I may have mentioned, hopefully I mentioned it, that there is a second location at Nutrio Farms processing plant where you can kill a Savage Marauder using the staircase method. Well, this is not technically a staircase method. We are under a staircase, but it is slightly different. In this method, in this particular spot, he can still hit you, and you do have to be careful. But as long as he can't get into where we're at. And essentially what we've done is we've used a low ceiling and a staircase to prevent him from being able to get to us. And it's just a timing issue. So he swings, you run in and swing, back up. He swings, you run in and swing. Sometimes he'll go up. Let's see, the power swing. He still can't hit you. It's going to look like he can, but he can't. And he will not slide up underneath there. And so you just time it. Now, eventually he's going to go into ranged mode, where he's going to lob his loogies at us. any second now, probably. But it's okay because the ceiling is so low that his spits will not reach you. And yeah, it's, you know, I've done this multiple times. It's completely doable. He can't get up underneath here at the point of this video. Now, at some point in time, the creators of the game are probably going to fix this issue, but at the time of me making this video, the Marauder, the Savage Marauder, cannot get up underneath the staircase with you. Now, if you get into trouble and somebody shows up, there's only one way out, and it's past that Marauder. You're not going to get past him, so if you're going to try this, I would recommend just doing it with a knife, no equipment, because there's a high chance you're going to die while doing this. It is extremely quiet because you're just using a knife, but you're not going to get past him if you get in trouble. Oh, look, he's gone into range mode. His Loogie hits the ceiling. Oh, he's doing it again. Perfect. Okay. See, 2 instances where you can clearly see this method works. He can't get to you. His Loogies can't get to you. The only issue would have if he does the laser shot, the laser beam Loogie, then you're probably not going to survive. But yeah, I've done this multiple times. He cannot get underneath here, and you just timing. Hit him, run, hit him, run, hit him, run. It does take a while because he is a Savage Marauder. It's not like the standard Marauders that die fairly quickly within a minute or two. Yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, the methods that are available to you without risking any equipment, but still get that sweet, sweet Marauder flesh. So yeah, I've kind of run out of things to say. In editing, I may fast forward some in this section so you don't have to sit here and watch me work the thing. But as I'm doing this, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I want you to see it in real time. You know, when I fast forward it, you don't really get the full effect as how easy it really is, and you know, doesn't really have you can't learn from it because you're seeing it fast forward and everything's happening so fast. But yeah, I mean, it is simple enough, and you can do it. And I hope I have enough material at this point where I can show you several instances of me killing Marauders with knives at this point. But yeah, so that's all I have to say for now. I'm gonna let you finish watching me kill this guy. I may or may not fast forward through it just for the sake of time. Well, I have a moment here while I'm working this guy to death. I will mention that I've recorded quite a bit of me killing Marauders with knives, and some of it is using barricades and ledges, some of it's using staircases, and then I've also recorded me killing Marauders with all the low-level guns, like all the entry-level guns, I guess you call it the gray or white guns, or the Kotek guns. So, you know, the pistol, submachine gun, shotgun, assault rifle, sniper rifle, and then I've even recorded some of me killing him with faction weapons, like low-level faction weapons. Basically, all the cheap weapons, all the weapons that you can get for super cheap. I've recorded content of all that, and so I'm going to do kind of a small series of killing Marauders. So one video is going to be of me killing the Marauders with a knife using objects and ledges. Another one's going to be me using staircases, as you're seeing in this video. And then lastly, I'll show you how I kill Marauders using weapons, all the cheap weapons, as previously mentioned. It'll be kind of a small Marauder killing series, if you will. 3 episodes long. Oh, and that takes care of that one. If I have any more Marauder killing content, that'll be up next. It's time to put some more Jeffs under the knife. In this one, I'm going to show you how to use a fence to make it possible for you to kill a Jeff without dying using a knife. And so the idea is he can't swing through a fence or objects that are solid in the game. But it has to be something that's thin enough that he thinks he can swing at you through. So the idea would be is to find something like where this fence ends, like the edge of it, and try to keep the Jeff far enough on the other side of the fence where he can't swing through and hit you, or use his power swing to get around, but close enough to the edge where you can reach around and pop him once or twice, and then get back behind the fence so the Jeff can't hit you, like you're seeing me do here. Now you can even use this method to kill them using a gun as well. The trick would be to swing, move in, let him swing at you again, move in, and then when he does, oh, okay, we'll move in one more time, and then when he does his power swing like this, shoot him in the mouth while his mouth's open. I've used all of the low-level gray or white guns, whatever you want to call them, like all the Kotek guns, to do this. I'm going to show in a future video to show you that even with the gun, this is still extremely easy. The best two low-level guns that I found for killing Marauders in this method was the pump shotgun and then the Bulldog, which is a faction weapon, but it's still super cheap. And you can basically 3 to 4 shot Jeff/Marauders using this method. Just make sure you shoot him in the open mouth area, the red part of his mouth when he's got his mouth open. But yeah, just like I said, just use the fence to kind of separate you and him, but you got to be close to the end of the fence. You can't swing and hit him through the fence. Just like he can't swing and hit you through the fence. That's why we're using the edge. Like, you got to come to where the fence ends, kind of reach around, hit him, but then back up so that the fence blocks his swing, essentially. If that makes sense. You still do have to back up, because he still can't hit you up close. But essentially his lunge attack is not, he's not going to go forward or come at you as long as the fence is in between you. And as long as you move, after he swings, as long as you move back up to the fence where he thinks he can hit you, he'll go back into swing attack. Now, if you back up and you stay backed up, one of two things is going to happen. He's going to run around that fence to get closer to you, or he's going to go into ranged mode. Either one of those is not good for you in this situation, so you do have to move back up to put him back into melee mode. Anyways, as indicated by the Jeff/Marauders health bar, this video is coming to an end real quick. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.